Hello, hello, and welcome to Mom's Unboxed. I have an announcement for y'all today. I am starting a new segment called The Unspoken Truths. This is something I used to do on my Facebook, I don't know, like a year ago. And, I wasn't getting the instant gratification that I was looking for at that time. No, I literally thought just people weren't that interested, but actually I really love doing it. So I'm bringing it to the podcast. I think it's going to be a great time. These are going to be about 15-minute segments, if not less, where someone gets to ask me a question and I will answer. So, and then other times it might just me coming in with little riffs on the reality of being a mother, a partner, hell, anything really related to living this life and getting real, having real conversation about it. So I have one today. Eh, Does anyone really talk about like how difficult parenthood is? Because and this goes for any stage, right? We can always find difficulties in anything. So bear with me while I just, vent and we could talk about the positives later. But it's fucking hard. So if you all don't know, I have twins, boy, girl, and they're 9.5, and I have a 14-year-old son as well. I am newly-ish, I don't know, we're not even divorced yet. So I'm 2 years separated from my husband, and now I live with my partner, Donnie, and it's been quite a transition. I went from living in the cul-de-sac to a busy ass, like flap, flapped right in the middle, two busy streets. I am not accustomed to all the noise and all the people walking by and the RVs parked next to the house. It's just not my jam. I very much value peace and serenity, hearing the birds, watching the leaves sway on the trees, the deer out in the field. Because I grew up on 7 acres of property and I so desperately want that back. I want it back. So you might be going through something in your life where your body just tells you, this isn't really for me. And I don't know how to meet my need right now of needing more property and peace and serenity. And it's something I crave and something I need in my life. That's the thing. When we don't feel right in our environments or peace within our bodies, it can be hard to adjust, especially when we don't have an answer. But I trust the universe that an answer will come. And sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to trust and we have to practice patience. Patience is not my thing. I have to work extra at being patient, especially when I want something and I know it's good for my body and I know what my circumstances are not of the best environment for my energetic self and my body. And then, adjusting the kids to 50-50 and having to co-parent. How many of you are out there who knows exactly what it's like to overcompensate for the other partner? For me, it's with my children's cleanliness. I, over here at this home, I expect my kids to help me with cleaning and rinsing their dishes and putting them in the dishwasher and like picking up their things and putting them in their room. And then you might have the other partner who might not value that as much. And I see it, the effects with the kids. Do you notice a difference in behavior when they go over to their other parent's house and then they come home to you and you're like, they're throwing mini fits about having to rinse their dishes or pick up their clothes off the bathroom floor. And it's just so much fun. So much fun having to navigate how to parent and have patience with them and compassion and know it's not their fault because it's not consistent across two houses and that's not the children's fault. Okay. So that's number one. Let's think about that when we're dealing with this sort of issue is the children are not responsible for the way their parents parent. Okay. They're not responsible. They just, if they can get away with it, they will. If they can play video games for hours, they will. If they don't have to pick up the clothes, they will. Hell, if I had someone cleaning up after me, I probably wouldn't either. Like my parents are just going to pick up the towels off the bathroom floor, my clothes, and they're going to wash them. And the dishes are going to get done whether or not I actually rinse the dishes. So I'm just going to get back to my game. It's not their fault. They don't have the expectations. They're not being taught, hey, this is kind of the standard cleanliness of living in this house, and everyone's standard is different, and that's okay. I mean, it's okay to a certain point. I will have to say that, okay? But it's not their fault. So when I'm dealing with this, we just teach them, hey, over here, we have different standards. We understand that it can be frustrating sometimes, but hey, once we understand the expectation, then it'll get easier and we won't have to have these conversations and it'll just be second nature to you. And that's fine and dandy. But the process of getting there, how many moms there was me out there who are nodding their heads right now thinking about all the frustrations they have with their co-parent. Yeah, it's okay. It's up to us to communicate and have honest conversation with the co-parent and continue to remind them, hey, it would be easier if we had similar standards across both houses in the way we parent because consistency can make all of our lives a bit better. Having consistent standards across both homes makes things easier for the kids because they don't have to continuously adjust. And it's just healthier for the parents too to be on the same page if you can get there. I understand there are relationships out there where you do try to have conversation and they nod their head and tell you what you want to hear, and then nothing changes. Or, they make an attempt, but it's just not them to parent the way you're parenting. They might not agree with the way you're parenting. And that has to be a reality too, because they are a parent as well, and their perspective matters. So every circumstance is different, and I cannot respond accordingly to every circumstance here right now in this podcast. So every situation is different. And can we speak to the fact that us moms are also probably trying to build careers? We're entrepreneurs. We're stay-at-home moms who are literally working more than anyone. They don't get off work after 8 hours and get to chill. They're always going. So if you are a partner to a stay-at-home mom, I understand you've worked, but can you please honor her and her time and energy and hang out with the kids for an hour? You know, if I'm counting right, in Washington State, we get a 30-minute lunch for 8 hours worked and two 15-minute breaks. That's an hour. So she should at least be getting an hour to herself, after you get your little downtime. by all means, both of you deserve some downtime. If you got to switch off, but please allow her to have her break. Her me time. Every mom needs me time. It's just a lot. I think I'm feeling overwhelmed a bit lately. And it's great. I have my plate of abundance, y'all, is very full, and I'm so thrilled and happy. But I'm expanding a bit, and that is a lot to hold. And I have been practicing self-love and compassion and patience with the process and with myself because, I just started this podcast last June. I had to take August off due to some family deaths, and I've been rolling ever since. So that's interesting. Plus, I'm coming out with this new segment. And let's see. Oh, I'm on episode like 33 by the time this comes out. Well, actually, this is an Unspoken Truths, so this is going to be the first week of Unspoken Truths. See, I'm all mixed up. And sometimes that happens, and it's okay. Sometimes our brain, after working hard, doing a lot with the kids, whew, the older you get, just the more brain fog you have. I don't, yeah, it's a lot. Our body is changing. My body is changing. Whose body's changing? Let me know. Come join me in my Mom's Unboxed Facebook group and tell me, are you getting more brain fog? Because I am. And then, I'm growing hair in places further into my thigh. I'm like, what is going on? Does pubic hair spread over the years? Because I'm not loving that phase either of my body. It's interesting, and I'm curious about it. And I'm also like, yeah, I could do without that. Definitely don't need more shaving to do. I literally don't have the time to do my shaving on a regular basis. I used to have an ex that would make fun of me and call me Chewbacca and make the noises because I would not shave. I'm sorry, I would need to shave every 2 days to be hairless. And I'm not about that life. I'm just not. I love the women who are, and I think it's sexy and delicious. Yeah. But I'm just not the one to do that. So yeah, I'm okay with that. And if you are like me, I love this. I think we should do a challenge. Mom's Unboxed challenges. Ooh, I love that idea, actually. Mom's Unboxed No Shave November. And I'll send send a prize to the hairiest legs. Send me a picture. That might be a thing. We'll have to think about it. Or you can let me know. Should we bring Mom's Unboxed challenges? Or we just do crazy out the box shit? I love this idea. My sacral is lighting up, so it's gotta be a thing. I feel it being a thing. Yeah. Okay. So this was interesting. Unspoken Truths is just me popping on and having really unfiltered conversation. And I'll also be answering questions from people who have them. So thank you so much for joining me the first week. What are we at? Ooh, coming out on Valentine's Day. Love this. Um, yeah, the first week of the Unspoken Truths. Love it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you listen to this episode, I'd love to know, what do you think about it? You can find me in the Moms Unboxed Facebook group and on Instagram. And I am Melanie Caroline. And don't forget to live a liberated and sensual unboxed life. Until the next time, sunshine.